What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to have a quick chat about the current state of Brodie Smith's game. He's currently looking probably the best he's ever looked on the course. His forehand is finally starting to come around. He's implemented a step putt that is extremely effective just outside the circle, and he's implementing another Ricky Wysocki style putt that's looking really good from distance as well. He has those long levers, so using that long lever to putt could definitely potentially increase his putting range if he can continue to figure these things out. Now, if you look at his tournament results, you don't see anything too impressive outside of the DDO, and the DDO was extremely windy, and players with very large amounts of power, that's probably the best part of Brodie's game, is his backhand distance. Players with tons of power could get away with throwing extremely overstable discs and still put themselves in positions for birdies and pars. With all that being said, that was kind of fluky. It didn't really prove anything to a lot of the players in the disc golf community, although I did find this extremely impressive, and Brodie was up at the top with some of the best players in our game. And then he kind of dropped off, so people, still kind of saw this as a fluke. But now we come to the European Open, a very difficult course. Brodie Smith takes 16th place, and then he comes in 9th at the Great Lakes Open. This is really interesting for me because this is really the first part where Brodie is stringing a few good finishes together. He's looking very confident. He's got a ton of power. The putt is going in. And I wanted to ask the question, is Brodie Smith going to be in contention at USDGC or Worlds? Now, Worlds is held at the same course as the Dynamic Discs Open, so if we see some crazy wind, we could see Brodie Smith actually playing for a World Championship. And given the way that the course always is year in and year out, it's going to be windy, and Brodie very well might have a chance. Now, I'm not saying Brodie's going to win Worlds, but is he going to be in contention? And I think it is actually possible. USDGC, that's a very forehand-friendly course. If Brodie can get the forehand working, I think his putt is good enough again to contend as well. And the only reason that I think Brodie has a chance of contending in any of these events is because it looks like he might just be peaking at the right time. Paul McBeth is notorious for peaking during this stretch of the season. Paul typically starts to play his best golf around Worlds, and some players do and some players don't. Brodie Smith looks like he's preparing to peak, so as long as his body's holding up, he's been having some problems with his back. As long as the back isn't acting up, I do think Brodie's going to peak right around Worlds, and that might be his chance to shoot his best tournament of the year. Again, I'm not predicting Brodie's going to win Worlds, but he very well might be a contender, as well as at USDGC, as long as the forehand and the putts are going down. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I haven't made a video about the status of Brodie's game in a while. I made a lot of videos earlier on in his development just to give my thoughts on things I think he needed to work on and focus on. And Brodie's game has come a long way. He's 1020 rated. They have him ranked 50th. I saw another list with him even higher, but we're going to go off what's on the PDGA page right now. But I did see the US rankings. Brodie was closer to the top 20. I'm sure people can debate that all day. The top 20 is always going to change. The top 30 is going to change even more. Brodie had a few good finishes, so I think he's definitely deserving of a top 50 spot, with his rating and his last two most recent finishes. Coming in 16th at a major is a big deal, and then following, it's the thing to me is that he strung a few together. And when you start stringing them together, you start to peak, things start looking really, really great for you. Comment down below. You're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.